Welcome to SRG Insights, where we answer your questions about sales, sales training, and sales management. And today's question is?
Rainier Simolet, CEO at P4C Consulting asks, what are the top criteria for sales training success?
So that's a wonderful question. I love that question because when we think about training, we're always looking for success. And I think it gets really to these 6 key factors that I'm going to share with you that we think about in terms of driving training success. And the first one is executive buy-in. And so when you talk to senior sales leaders, they're looking for business results. That could be increased sales productivity, faster ramp-up time for new hires, better win rates. And I think it's important to acknowledge what they're looking for and then get into a deeper conversation, say, well, if we really want to have those types of business results, what kind of underlying sales skills or behaviors will be required to drive those results? So it could be that if we're into new customer acquisition, really need to focus on prospecting skills. If it's about navigating accounts, we may need to do a better job of planning calls, identifying who the key influencers are, who are the key decision makers, and doing some pre-call research. If it's about really positioning our value, we may have to have better customer conversations. In most cases, we're going to need a combination of all those skills to really drive the results. And I think that kind of conversation helps to create the executive buy-in. A second key factor is really looking for a training partner that's really willing to invest the time to really understand your business. So there's a number of great off-the-shelf training programs in the market today. But when you look for a program that's going to be successful for your company, it's important that you have someone who is willing to take the time to do intake interviews, maybe talk to senior sales leaders, talk to some of your training professionals, talk to sales managers, and of course talk to salespeople and really get an understanding of your industry, your products and services that you offer, how you interact with clients, what are some of the challenges that you face, who are your primary competitors, what are the most frequent objections. That level of context will create huge relevancy in the delivery of the program. So a third key factor is looking for a training program where the content aligns with the skills. It's really important to do a deeper dive into the curriculum and say, okay, based on the results that we're looking for and the underlying behaviors that need to change, is the curriculum aligned with our goals? Will it result in better sales conversations? Will it allow us to manage the most frequent objections? If we're in a complex sale, will it help us really do a better job of navigating accounts, understanding who are the key influencers, who are the key decision makers? So we want to make sure that the curriculum is well aligned with the program, and it's going to be a combination of factors that make for a great program, but ultimately having the right curriculum is really essential. A fourth key factor is making sure that the training experience is highly interactive. All of us have been in programs that are somewhat lecture-based or very text-heavy, and the problem with those types of programs is not that the underlying content doesn't align with your goals, is that it's not experiential in learning. And what we really want to focus on is the fact that we're dealing with an adult audience. In many cases, in fact in all these cases, sales professionals who probably have shorter attention spans. And we need to get them actively engaged in the training. So what we like to use as a benchmark is 2/3 of the training experiential learning. That could be group discussion, exercises, role plays, simulations, a variety of frequent interactions where there is skills application and adoption. So what we're really looking for is skills transfer that will drive behavior change. A fifth area is customization and making sure that the program is really customized for your business. And that customization really gets to relevancy. So I mentioned salespeople having shorter attention spans, or they'll make a very quick decision. Is this training going to help me become a better sales professional? In other words, will I be able to close more business or do my job more effectively? Or is it really not that relevant? And they're going to make that decision somewhat based on the look and feel of the materials. But even more importantly, are the examples that are being used relevant to their business? Are the role plays that are being used customized for their business? So in other words, if you're dealing with a services business and you're talking about manufacturing, not relevant. If you're dealing with software as a service, you don't want to be talking about industrial products. So this idea of going in and making the program highly relevant in terms of the discussions, the exercises, and the role plays is really important. And the sixth area, and arguably maybe the most important, is making sure that your frontline managers are committed to reinforcing the training. There's been literally billions of dollars invested in training where there's arguments that can be made that the training didn't stick. And so there's a lot of things you can do in terms of reinforcement to help the training stick, but the most effective way is that you have your managers involved in the training and in ongoing sales coaching, so they're actually on a day-to-day basis coaching the salespeople on the skills that they learned during the training programs. So just to recap, there are 6 key drivers of sales training success. Number 1, your executives have bought into the sales training in terms of both the results and the underlying skills that will drive those results. Your training partner is willing to invest time to learn about your business. The sales training content aligns with your training priorities. 2/3 of the training program is focused on skills application. The sales training content is customized to your business, and your sales managers are committed to providing ongoing sales coaching.